And we're off, ladies and gentlemen, with the picks and the bans. I hope you are ready, because it is here, it is time. Blitzcrank, Volibear, Ziggs being banned in rapid succession by the blue team. Mordekaiser, Swain, and Sivir. Seeing that Volibear and Ziggs, blue team said them don't want to see that one day again. So they did not like those picks and they don't want to see them. This is why I kept the split up. There's that Vi pick straight away with the Sejuani pick following it right up.
Two major CC champions are ready. This is going to be a good match.
They decide they must lock them down this time. Can't let them escape. There's Zyro coming up once again with that big pick. Let's see what the blue team does.
Leona, what is the CC battle? My body is ready.
Well, Leona is a good strong pick overall. Leona goes in all lanes, no matter where you want to send her. Leona is a solid pick for any team comp. Except one that runs.
I'm looking at all this lockdown and it's really surprising to me, because Leona, once she drops that hold, that's basically the entire team that can't move. Vi is basically going to look at one person and say don't move for this entire team fight. And then Jinx is going to have that good amount of range with her rocket to basically say, you know, I'll just clean up here from the back line and get these free, like, sun. You know, the sunshine props. Praise the sun.
Praise the sun indeed. Sunny D. See, they're still hovering over it. Changed to Morgana. Kind of revealed their hand on the ADC there. But it looks like the purple team does not care. They're picking that Graves lock in instantly. And the Orianna and Sejuani combo could be really devastating for the blue team if they let that get through. So I guess we're going to see a Jarvan pick for that last one, or another really tanky dive champion. A Rengar. Rengar is possible.
I can also tell.
Well,
based on the team comp right now, that I'm looking at purple team. The reason why I doubt the diving is because they have a good amount of CC and lockdown, so probably their plan is to just have a good engagement and clean up the entire fight.
Right, so that's why I'm saying that. So that Vladimir locked in, they're still hovering over the Jinx, seeing if they want to do it. I think they're just kind of using the time for discussion here. That Jinx is going to be locked in. Yes, there it is. So blue team has their final pick, and the Riven actually locked in. So now we have two ball carriers to bring that shockwave.
I feel so wrong at this point in time. This Riven is going to be an interesting carry.
Riven is a kind of classic for the get Rekt side. Let's see if they can bring it back to their old glory.
Well, from what I know, the Riven's on the Kyle, and Kyle does love to play those type of champions.
Indeed, let's see what happens here. Are there going to be any switches coming through in these final sections? It doesn't look like much. You see the Jinx and the Morgana switching out, and everyone else kind of remaining on their champions. So seeing the Vi, the Jinx, Leona, Vlad, Morgana, what is this team looking for?
From what I can see, I can just see where they want the Leona ult into the Vlad ulti to actually drop some damage, but they'd also want the Leona and the Morgana to have a hard engage so they can follow up. And it just looks like Jinx just wants to clean up from the rest of that. I'm wondering if Vi is going to be there for the peel, or Vi is going to be sure to lock down that one carry that they might have missed.
They might have picked the Vi for Howder. He showed very well last game that he's able to keep out of harm's way and just lay down that big damage from the back of the team. And with the Morgana here, they might just be able to stop those big initiates on top of the Riven and on top of Sejuani. But with Sejuani's ult, that's going to be very difficult for them to keep away. So far, I'm thinking that the CC is leaning on the side of purple team.
Not even leaning, it's straight up purple side.
Straight up purple side. With Sejuani, Zyra, Riven with that stun, and Orianna with her shockwave ult. This would be very devastating for any team to get caught in and churned
I only want to see one thing this match. Oriana Ball and Sejuani and see and Sejuani Q. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, both teams have the potential for the classic run in and roam around. Sejuani queuing in with Oriana Ball and with the ult Zara following up and the collateral damage just wiping the board clean. But, I mean, the same could be said of the other team. If Vi manages to land a good ult into a Leona ult or a Morgana ult, and then Vlad lands his ult after that, all Jinx has to do is press R and the damage will be absurd. It's basically who ults first at this point. But that's assuming they both get to mid-game without any real advantages yet.
This theory fighting can go on for the next minute too, because then it all depends on who ults first too.
Yeah, these are really interesting comps, lots of potential here. And the lanes look interesting here. We have Leona with Ignite and Jinx with Heal in bot, and Zyra with Exhaust and Graves with Heal.
Honestly, if you ask me though, the harder lane would be for blue side, considering that Zyra would have a good amount of tools to actually deal with the whole Leona. If Leona tries to E, Zyra can just drop her own little snare.
This is true, but she has to snare preemptively. Once Leona puts out that E, she's gonna end up by you, even if she gets CC'd.
That's true, but I can see the potential where Zyra can actually keep Leona off for a good amount. But we'll see the laning phase and see how it is, because this theory fighting isn't going to tell everything.
Yeah, because just based on looking at it, these lanes look even, and it'll be based on skill. Who can outplay who?
And who's going to die first?
Alright, 10 seconds here left on the clock. Let's see what these teams can do here going into Grand Finals, Game 1.
Get hyped. Woo!
Team Toxin on blue side and EMP get Rekt on purple. Keep in mind, this is best of 3 in a double elimination bracket. So for Get Rekt to take this tournament, they have to win 2 out of 3 set to knock Team Toxin themselves into the losers bracket, and then do it again to take home the grand prize. Whereas Team Toxin just has to do this once, and that's it. They get to walk home the winners.
So question.
Totally.
Oh, the skin warfare. It looks like,
yeah, based on skin advantage here.
Toxin's already lost the skin warfare.
I mean, they have Bloodlord Vladimir as a legendary, but this is up against 5 skins. And that hotly contested Battle Bunny Riven here. I don't know, I think that's your skin advantage is definitely Get Rex.
Victorious Morgana though, showing off that swag.
I don't need to pay for skins, I'm just that good.
McCarthy the Wizard is back.
This guy.
The Wizard, man.
Sure. And here we are jumping into the game. Some very weird spectating bugs coming out this time around.
What you guys are about to see is Ace. Alright, sir. Understood.
Got those hard calls coming out in the Twitch chat.
Twitch chat is worse than the in-game chat. Let's see what happens here. Oh, hey. Poor Ryder Sejuani. Got those polygons.
What I told you, man. That skin warfare, they already won.
Both teams moving out like a bastion of force. Only the red team having Riven split off to guard that top lane.
We have blue team here moving as one solid mass here towards the river. Are they going for something cheeky?
If it's going to be 11-1 brawl, I'm so ready for this.
I mean, the amount of CC at level 1 here is serious.
Oh, and they're heading towards the
Got
bush.
spotted
They back
out.
up a little bit. Well, they have Riven top, so they can't make a move on this right now.
And they
Just Sejuani staring them down, saying, "If you dare." And then she walks out on ward. I guess not.
And Zuti decides, okay, no. We won't be killed. We'll just play it safe.
Riven up top is saying, you know, you don't need me. I got this. I'll be your human ward for top lane. And I can see where red side's gonna go for the Grump. Basically it's gonna give Sejuani that good first clear off of it to get things rolling.
Give her that poison damage on being hit, help her clear through the camps faster.
And I can see where Vlad is headed up to top now. We know the Riven has already been up there waiting on him. I can see where though the Leona, as well as the Jinx, are making their way towards golems.
Yeah, looks like Vi starting on the Krugs here for that auto attack stun.
It works out too because then if I start on her W, she gets a good amount of basically good hits in.
Yeah, the free attack speed. Looking at the items here for a start, we have Morgana with Doran's Ring, and same for Orianna. She's a pretty standard start here. Riven with Longsword versus Vlad's Doran Shield. I guess she wants to go aggressive, or she just doesn't want to waste time holding on to a Doran's Blade.
The thing is though, about that lane with Riven up there is that it's going to be a sustain lane against a burst lane. So it's all going to be brought down to how well can the Riven basically push her advantage against a Vlad. Basically say how well can I play the lane game.
Yeah, but
and the binding lands on Orianna, but I'm not sure they're going to have any follow up because of level 1 binding. And the Zyra, like I was telling you about, running the early harassment Jinx. And Vlad basically just sitting
Vlad
there.
Actually being very aggressive, using his Q on Riven instead of the minions.
Riven going in.
Riven going ham and only managing to even up the damage.
But it's not going to be even anymore because Vlad is just going to fall up and win that trade easily.
And Vlad still has his Q to heal back up.
Exactly why here it comes as a sustain versus burst lane.
Yona here walking around, being aggressive, putting herself in the way. Are you gonna walk into range and die or just back off?
She fights for her friends, man.
So far, bot lane is still pretty passive. All the wrangling for aggression just canceling each other out.
But I can see where the blue side is kind of pushing up a bit with a cannon minion, but Zyra just landing more harassed straight into the Jinx. Essentially, that basically forces Leona to not be as aggressive. The Orianna though, landing those bindings, but Orianna can just say, well, I have a shield. And just
her
like that
auto attacks hurt so much. The AP scaling actually coming in handy here.
Yeah, so you know that you're playing against a good Orianna.
Yeah,
if
the
they actually use
auto
auto.
attack harass, yeah. That's a tip for you new kids out there.
Or scrubs. Don't be a scrub.
Vlad here down on life, but that 1Q evening it up. No Riven going in, turns it around, lands Ignite, but Vlad just manages to walk off. Is he gonna go back or just stick around to sustain?
Well, he lost that flash against the Riven. I'm not too sure if I want to stay in a lane with that Riven, I still have flash on me.
This is true, yeah. Vlad's just going back. So Joanie here clearing her second camp as Vi starts her own. Or it seems she might be giving it over to Morgana. That's interesting.
Morgana could need a bit of help against the Orianna. The Orianna is going to be a hell of a thing to push out the lane. The extra cooldown along with the binding and, you know, it's a pool at the end. Can probably do some work.
We have a slight CS lead here for Jinx over Graves.
But this Jinx was like losing out on basically on the trades.
Yeah, she's down about 100 health compared to Graves. And when you're up against Graves' burst, that 100 health matters.
Morgana with no blue buff.
Yeah, looks like Vi took it herself. So Joanie finds Vi here in a bush going in, lands the W. Vi Qs and then turns back into her.
None of the mid laners are actually responding to this though. It could easily wasn't something bigger.
But as much as Vi went back in, the damage was not there. Sejuani just tanking it and going back off to farm, it looks like.
You've seen that boar, man, it's pretty huge.
That's true, yeah. Actually, looks like both junglers are just circling around to the other side of mid lane. Are they gonna meet up again? No.
The Orianna, though, that has no mana. Morgana can actually work on that. Though she has some low mana herself.
Yeah, they're both pretty low. It seems like all their aggression has put them low on resources.
Oh,
Riven here going so hard on Vlad. just barely below with that last Q.
The fair now for Vlad is that who's gonna hit level 6 first.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if Vlad can manage to pull through Riven's Q ult combo, then he'll avoid a lot of damage, but that's a big risk to bet on one skill.
Well, I guess the whole situation is kind of diffused though, because Riven just chose to back off, buy her items, come back into lane a bit stronger.
Yeah, Riven going home and getting a brutalizer.
Oh, the cooldown. She wants that kill.
It's a quick buy here, just 26 CS, saying she wants that lane advantage.
She don't like them vampires.
Vlad got himself a book, reading Rainbow. Orianna going in, lands the ult. Sejuani shows up, lands
That
the
black
Q, but the
shield
black
saving
shield
lives.
saves Morgana.
And
She lands the binding on Sejuani under tower. Is it enough? Ignite taking away. Morgana goes
the
down to
last
first blood, and Sejuani makes it out of tower range without dying in response.
Very last hit on that ignite.
That was so close, I don't know if to say it was outplayed or just luck. Scrub, good one though.
I wouldn't say it's luck. It was a really good ignite. Black shield was down. No other way to kind of deal with the ignite. And Orianna actually got a good ult off.
Yeah, definitely.
Sejuani though could have died for it if she was a little bit too
If she was a
deep
little
in.
bit deeper, yeah, that binding would have kept her there until she died.
This Jinx taking all this punishment though. I'm surprised she's been in lane for so long.
But this Jinx is her CS lead is slowly growing to 10. It seems she's willing to take this poke from Graves in exchange for the late game.
That Relic Shield so OP. All that sustain.
Farming almost perfectly here under tower. That's an experienced AD carry, folks.
Yeah, almost. And the Riven basically using all her ability to try and push the wave up. That does Q though, so she can go in for free. It's gonna be a good trade.
Lands a stun.
that-
Vlad ults. Oh, but she lands her full combo. The ignite does nothing. Riven walks through the fire and takes the kill, sticking around to farm.
That was a hell of a good engage by the Riven because the Vlad's Q was down. He already ulted. He literally the thing you could actually think of doing would be to pool. And if he pooled,
He wouldn't be able to make it out. Yeah, he'd just be prolonging his death.
exactly.
Morgana here with blue buff, landing some skills on Morgana.
The binding though, making that trade pretty even.
Flash showing up top.
Kyle, you gonna go for it?
Clear this wave. Riven walking around like maybe she wants to die. She has the wave for it, but I don't know if...
Kyle, how bad do you want it? Nah, not that
Not
bad.
bad enough, no. Sejuani goes for the ult, just barely misses.
Instant
Zyra,
heal.
Root
But
just
I
barely
think
misses.
I think
Zyra
I'll try
ult
to
comes
dive
out,
it.
it's not enough. Orianna shows up, but... Vlad goes out here top. A gank comes out from the Vi. Vlad shows up as well, and they manage to take down Riven. Vi goes back, just barely surviving. That might have been 20 health there, folks. But Sejuani takes advantage of forcing out the blue team bot lane and the jungler being top, and they go for Dragon. This is the objective control that helped to get Rekt so much in losers finals there.
And the sad part about this is that blue team had no answer to this, considering how much they lost in that last engage.
Yeah, and they have no vision, so they might not even know Dragon went down, much less win.
The scary part now is that Riven actually got a kill now, so that she got rolling. Even though Vi got to come in and get a cheeky kill on her, if they can't keep the Riven down, it's just going to be kills over and over against the Vlad. The Vlad's going to have to play really defensive to kind of keep this up and hope that Vi's going to come in and just camp a little bit. And the Orianna is coming around right over by top lane. See if they're going to make a play for it.
With the blue, she
Does
lands
he
the
pull?
slow.
Doesn't
Riven
pull.
lands a knockup. Looks like Orimat is saving her ult. Yeah, they're trying to do it clean. Can they get this kill for free? No, she blows the ult, but they get the kill.
That Riven must have been so angry a while ago, saying, "Why didn't you give me the kill?"
Kyle here just trying to push the wave, but Sejuani shows up and says no, there will be no damage to this tower today. Jinx and Leona pushing this wave in hard. I wish I knew how. Graves Q should be doing a good job of keeping it clear, but getting actually no tower damage off of it. But shows up top again to clear the wave, spending a lot of time helping top and not being able to gank the other lanes. Sejuani here grabbing red buff.
So I'm seeing where Oh, that Graves already has the BF sword as well as Jinx. They're not that far apart by 10 CS, but that's around actually like 30, about 200 gold or so.
Yeah, the difference mostly seems to be in that ward and the potions Jinx has. Useful items, but not much that will make a difference if they really decide to go in the fight.
The Riven basically just YOLOing right there, and Vlad basically has no answer to any of that.
Only have Sejuani showing a hit to gank.
And he already pulled.
Vlad doesn't. Riven doesn't actually need the help though. Oh, but Sedge goes over the wall and they're looking to die. They are looking to die. They're going for it. Vlad burns his flash, but it's not enough by any stretch. He goes for the ult. Sejuani taking a lot of tower damage here, but I think she might just walk out of range. Goes for the smite for the clutch heal, and she makes it out alive. But Vi is showing up. I think she's gonna get this before the recall breaks.
But I think, just enough. Oh wait, what? No, Riven, why did you leave her to die?
Riven is going in here. Vi might have been able to turn that around, but decides to play it safe. Overall, it ends up being 2 kills for the red team and 1 for the blue here, using their jungler in exchange for mid and top. Lots of damage on 2 key towers. Jinx down bot, so continue to keep it a farm fest. Graves also not deciding to go for his early advantage, just grabbing that CS. Zara, however, definitely going for the roots, and I think that's what Graves is waiting on. If he sees one toe get caught out of line, that's it.
I can see where it's like a steady grind for the bot lane.
Of course, we also saw Jinx just use her ult, so we don't know if Howda and Oxy know this, but that's actually a key source of burst gone for the blue team bot lane.
I think they're much more worried about slowly like gaining a little bit of an advantage, grinding the game out, getting the items, and then snowballing later.
Yeah, seems to be.
The only fear now is that Jinx can be a rather big hyper carry.
Yeah, it seems like both teams are putting their faith in their team composition's ability to just wombo combo through the mid game, and are playing it safer early for the most part. Although that top lane Riven is, I don't know if I can call that safe.
He's driven. What about save? The Oriana, basically.
Dodging the binding legs and poke here on Morgana. More poke. She still has the blue buff, has lost almost no mana.
Dodging another binding. Oh, the Juke Master Oriana.
That's a lot of free poke here. Riven is pushing top so hard. She has one warrior in one key spot.
I think Riven's hoping for someone to come for an answer and keeping the Vlad down. Because if they don't answer towards Riven, she's just going to keep pushing her advantage against the Vlad.
Yeah, this is 14 minutes and Riven is already posing a serious threat to that second top tower.
The only thing I don't completely understand about Riven pushing is that she doesn't have a ward by the blue buff.
Oh, so looks like we have both junglers here, but Sejuani lands the ult. They manage to take down Jinx clean. Vi goes in, but it's too late. Lands the Q, but she's exhausted and slowed. Can they run to tower? Will it be enough to save them?
It's like,
oh, but
Sejuani was all that
that's 2 kills. Another fight going on here. Top, who's that showed up to get Morgana, and Vlad managing to take down Riven. Yona managing the sick plays, but it's not. Wait, is it enough? It is enough. She manages to take down Graves and Zyra in return. This is why you don't fight the sun, folks. You go blind. Massive damage on mid tower from Morgana. That roam from Morgana being really costly.
That binding was really on point because you walked straight into it.
One more step and she'd have been in tower range. That could have been a kill.
The Sejuani is basically going in between enemy lines. You're going to go over a pink right now too. Just Morgana, it's so low on mana.
Sejuani here grabbing the Scuttler with just 10 seconds up for Dragon. And they're clearing a pink out of this bush as soon as Vi shows up though.
Does Vi really want to fight it? Does she really want to fight it?
She might just be trying to defend the pink, but it's not enough. They take it anyway. Just 1 hit of HP left. Sejuani here going back. Vi shows up. Are they going to find her? Yep. Lands an AA, but Sejuani comes out. Oh, but Zyra lands her root. Sejuani ults in. How is that back already? Oriana ults
I just saw that Grace basically failed that dash, but that's what he was trying to do.
The CC train was too strong, and they take Vi down clean. And the Dragon up here. No, looks like Sejuani went back. guess I'll just leave it for now.
Can I pause for a second? Is that a Tiamat on Riven already?
Yeah, looks like Riven has decided, you know, forget the team, I am going ham. Vlad has started building some armor from lasagnas, but it might be too little too late here since she already has the brutalizer.
Wouldn't say might be. It's already.
Jinx here has picked up her Berserker Greaves, but Graves has finished his entire Infinity Edge. That's a damage spike.
It's a hell of a power spike. It's going to be harder for the Jinx to actually trade with him now, because
Yeah.
one good crit and that trade is already done. The Riven though, playing a little bit more.
Oh, and Jinx manages to steal the dragon with her ult. Perfect. Sejuani not managing to control it with her smite. It's in fact not even on cooldown.
And that's why, guys, we always sweep around that one word gave Riven just that gave Jinx just enough information to do what she had to.
Riven here going in, Vlad goes for the cooldown and flashes out. Riven lands the ult, but Vlad just barely survives.
That's a good pull on Riven, really, because he basically pulled his flash
Yeah.
and pulled his pool.
And she can continue to just clear the wave and go in on this tower. Vlad cannot really respond or he will die.
It's an easy die for the Riven.
Looks like Vi here rotating top for the gank as Leona goes mid for the gank for
You really want to do that?
Vi lands the Q, Riven tries to run out. Oriana lands the ult on both but gets found. It goes down to the Oriana Q. Meanwhile, Vi here lands another Q.
Why did the Riven...
Sejuani shows up for the counter gank. And they take down Morgana as well.
Can I pause a second on a Riven play? Because I'm trying to understand why he turned back when she got away.
Oh, is this? Oh, sorry, just barely making it out. I don't know, maybe Riven thought she was dead anyway and she decided, hey, you know, maybe I can somehow turn this around. But
She already queued again. She could have waited on her cooldown to basically escape. Riven is pretty hard to catch.
it's one of those unknowable details, I guess. Who knows what goes on in the minds of these players, especially Riven players. Jinx here turning on a pink ward. Bot rush. Graves going back, picking up his own Berserker Greaves.
I can only see where the goal lead is due to that tower and a few extra kills. It's still not far of a game though. It could still tilt either which way, but we're heading straight into the mid game now.
Yeah, definitely. This is where both teams are going to hit their stride. And we've been seeing it happening in these 2- and 3-man skirmishes where they're just chaining abilities and just making each other unable to respond.
But this is the scary part for Sejuani, because mid-game Sejuani is one of the scariest parts in the game for her. Which is still not super tanky, but tanky enough to be hard to deal with. She also hit level 11, so you know that ult is going to be a hell of a scare.
Yeah, definitely. Good damage spike for her. And we see her build Thorn Mail as her first item, actually. That's interesting.
Is no one going to help out this Vlad? I feel so sorry for him.
It looks like they might just be condemning that top lane and say, hey, just lose as slowly as possible and we'll try to take the rest of the map. But I don't know if it's working out for them.
It's kind of against Riven, and Riven can carry pretty well as well. It's kind of scary to leave a Riven alone. And as I speak about Riven, she's roaming mid.
Oh, Morgana landing some good harass there on Oriana and backing off to her tower. Riven circling around like maybe she wants to dive for this, but if Vlad shows up here too, I really want to go in 2 versus 1 against these double AoE ults.
Oh, this Morgana is still in the position right now.
Does she have the body? No!
Surely
But
do.
Oriana
Lord.
ult misses completely. Vlad also on them pools. Morgana also going off. That's definitely a dead Riven. Oriana's definitely going to go down as well here as Vi lands the Q.
That play was a little bit disjointed.
It's a little sloppy, but it got the job done. And with Vi and Morgana here, they might be able to take the mid tower.
But it was,
The losing bot tower.
it's a good trade, basically. But I can see where they're taking like a bit longer to take mid. I'm wondering if they can rotate to do something.
I don't think so. Dragon not going to be up for a while. No other real objectives. Red team taking the scut there for some free gold for themselves. I'm going to sweep this brush. No, just going to let it go by. Counter warding here. Counter warding very aggressively. Putting out pink in the ambush.
I think they're trying to prep for it, and Sejuani
Sejuani goes in without her team, but lands the ult. Zyra ult coming out. Graves ult. The wombo combo we were talking about here. By her trying to auto attack the Sejuani to death, but it's not enough, and she just explodes.
I'm completely fine now. I saw the ball on Sejuani. I saw my dream. I'm cool now. This Vlad though, it's actually kind of pushing back into the Riven. I wonder why the lane is like that now. Does that mean that Vlad has actually gotten something that kind of get a bit of a spike?
It's like the third tower of the game going down here.
Riven already popped their ult, so that means that Vlad actually has some free reign in the lane a little bit.
Yeah, for a moment until it comes back off cooldown.
He had basically land minutes to actually do what he wants.
But we see Sejuani top there as Vlad.
I think this Vlad is overextending way too much. He has no wards too, so he'll never see them coming if they both tend to change the wards.
Zara counter warding aggressively, walking to the enemy jungle and using the sweeper.
So Vlad being pinged to fall back. We have no wards.
Orianna coming up to gank here. Looks like those pings are for good cause. Can you get out in time? Orianna ult is already back up.
Ooh, that Vlad
but the damage from that one Q, I think this is a dead Vlad, folks. Yep, goes down.
His team must be so unwilling right now because they could actually ping him to fall back. But sometimes people have to learn the hard way with these games. But I can see where the Vlad is actually doing some work on the Riven. He's not actually not doing that bad in the damage department. He'll still be a good threat when it comes to the late game.
Yeah, overall the advantage between these two teams is on an individual level. When it comes to two teams, it's not that big. I mean, there's a 6,000 gold difference, but a lot of the strength on these two teams just comes in the amount of CC they can just chain together and use to wipe each other off the map without a response.
And then again, the kills are on Sejuani right now, not so much on Graves. They're going to want to Orianna, so far only one carry being fed, but Sejuani basically telling me why she's fed.
Going ham over the wall, chasing Jinx all the way from the Dragon Pit back to her base wall, while their team starts the Dragon basically uncontested here. She did blow her ult, but it might have been worth it because this is their second Dragon.
And the Riven is still the split pushing top. With no answer in sight from the blue team.
Wow, the damage that Orianna's putting out on them. Oh, she goes for the ult but misses it. And
she's gonna die.
Gets stunned under in tower range. And she goes down. But she did take 2 ults and Morgana goes down to the max range collateral damage from Howda on Graves there.
That 1-for-1 was pretty good. Also Riven by top side, she's playing rather aggressive. She actually has some deep words in here now, so she actually can get some information from these two that are coming in. She can just choose to back off now if she so chooses to. Or, so close to the Leona. How bad does he want it?
And this Riven has blue buff, in fact. That's interesting. I don't know if she stole it or she just picked it up off a kill somewhere.
We're gonna have to find out to this Riven because she's gonna be a big pain in the side later on.
Yeah, these Qs and the Tiamat are just letting her push so hard. I mean, it seems like she's taking a solo view approach, just pushing super hard, no teleport. I'm just gonna win my lane as hard as possible, and you guys don't hold me back.
It's working a good amount now, because now it's going into the mid game and everything like. Well, now that it is the mid game right now, and everything is being pushed down, they have to find an answer to the Riven now.
Especially as the other lanes are definitely not holding her back. A 6-2 Orianna and a 2-1-5 Graves, who's nearing 200 CS here, 24.5 minutes.
That's some impressive amount of farm right now, honestly.
Yeah, there's the sheer amount of gold these guys have picked up killing minions. Basic skill that really pays off.
And the Riven just living in the jungle, basically just being that one threat, applying so much pressure to the lanes.
Looks like Riven is looking like flat. No, she's just going back.
She probably wants to get her acting all that hard way. It's this Sejuani trying to go in, but she has no mana.
They just have to just sweep her and clear that ward and then go back.
That threat.
Oh, Diana here with a blue buff on her own, so I guess that means Riven did steal that one earlier.
Sorry about that.
And the red team here going back to this. Even the top laner for Team Toxin here forced to resort to the jungle to farm. Gold looking rather thin at the moment.
Tell me about that awkward silence. Okay, so I can see where mid lane is kind of pushing through blue side. Sorry about that. And I can see where they're actually trying to group now with this mid to late game transition. But honestly, right now it's a pretty scary idea considering how fat this Sejuani is.
Yeah, when you look at the builds, Vi here has been forced to go almost full tank. Not packing all the damage here.
And the blue team forced to actually back off and go back to the tower. Oh, but forget about the damage on the Oriana. Is that going to be an issue for a team find later down?
All ults up here for both teams. Potential is there for this to really be a running a room around fight. Either of them gonna. Oh, Sejuani goes for the ult, but it doesn't catch well on anybody. Just lands it slow. Vi lands the Q. They kind of dance back and forth here. Morgana flash lands the Q, but gets Oriana ulted. Wow, the skills come out and people melt.
I saw with Zara put a good amount of orchestrate down, so that helped a really good counter initiate.
Just dive in, yeah. The CC, the AoE CC just came out in response, and that was it. It just locked them up too long and they died.
The Riven does disconnect right after that kill. That's right on cue. Could have been a lot worse. It could have happened during the game.
Yeah, but with how well this Riven is doing, one has to question if it really would have made a difference. How the hell is Sola pushing this tower? Might be able to take it down before anybody can come to respond, in fact.
So the risky, he's going to take some damage from the tower just a little bit.
Oh, but he gets it and he just walks off.
And the Riven reconnected. Game still alive. I can see what they're doing is getting a red buff to try and get a little bit of power back in their favor. Try to see if like for the next fight she can do some kiting. But honestly, this is a team comp where it's going to be hard for them to even think of kiting anybody. It's hard for them to have an answer to the whole Sedge initiation with a Zara out to counter initiate, as well as the Oriana ball to keep them still. As we were saying from champ selection, the CC wars, I would think red team has the advantage.
Yeah, and at the moment they have the damage advantage as well. Following up on that unreactable period of time with just absolute murder.
One thing I'm finding questionable now is the Sejuani with the Thornmail, but hey.
Yeah, I'm not sure who she was targeting with that, since the only real auto attackers were Jinx and Vi has been going tank, but hey, it's been working.
So we'd rather hire for blue team to actually Rekt towards Dragon. I think it's going to be a free Dragon for red team right now.
This will be the third one of the game, unless Jinx can put another magic steal out of her hat.
Well, they have no vision, and they waited right on the rocket. That was a good play right there.
Early Vi goes in, oh, but it's not enough. And they lock her up and get a kill, but she gets out. She ults in, but it's a waste of an ult there, it looks like.
Question of locking her out.
In. However, she's being caught by 3 people. They get her down before she knows. She gets a kill, but still manages to go down. Morgana lands her. She lands ult on Howda, thanks to Zanya's.
That was a good bait by the Morgana.
Yeah, just barely missed Sejuani when she walked out of range. Would have caught her too, but she had to stop the Zanya's or die.
And the Riven just being that constant threat up top.
Yeah, this is the same strategy we actually saw them use against Team 4 Carries and Nico, where their top lane just stayed top and farmed, while the rest of the team basically pushed in objectives, took towers, and fought. And it seemed to be working pretty well here. Team Toxin is going to have to find an answer to this strategy if they really want to turn it around.
Riven just here, just keep carrying on top, and eventually I can see that tower dropping. I'm wondering if the Blood should have an answer to this Riven.
It seems like at this point he's completed his Anya's and he's going for help. I would guess on the Andrews, but I don't know if it's enough to make a difference in these solo fights, or it's really enough to make a difference in even the team fights at this point.
He's putting her out pretty well, though, I'm not gonna lie, because even as strong as the Riven is, she has to respect Vlad's game plan. Okay, I can see our red team is converging mid. It seems like they want to go for that big push mid.
Yeah, seems like they're definitely going for it.
Clearing those wards out to make sure they don't give any more information to the opposite team. I can see where Bled is recalling, so that's going to be pretty bad if he does. And it looks like red team is opting to clear out the wards just to make sure they have absolute control of the map right now.
Yeah. No real major objectives coming up. They just seem to be depriving the blue team of vision, forcing them to have to take a risk to come out and reward, do something dangerous just to stay relevant.
I think they're going to try to force this fight so they can get in here. You see this guy's going to move up. Oriana ball moving up. They hit their guys to contain them. They're going to push straight up towards the middle.
They might not have to force the fight themselves, but if the blue team doesn't counter engage, they will definitely use inhibitor just like this.
It's going to be really hard for them to come
But
with that kind of time.
that's it, yeah. Couldn't go back in, how it takes it.
The inhibitor, walk away for free.
Here just trying to clear up the minion wave mid before super minions can spawn and push it in too hard. It's not good. Both teams wrangling here, position bot. Oriana lands an ult on forward. The wombo combo comes out, two people explode immediately. Goes in for the ult, but it's not enough. She explodes. Jinx goes down as well.
Sejuani is so
wow,
tanky.
A 5-4-0 as Sejuani just barely survives that last tower shot.
Don't know barely because she tanked so much about it. It's going to be another tower for free.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be the second inhibitor of the game.
It actually looks like the end of the game. Look at all
That's true, based
the
on
respawn
timers, yeah. Can they close it out? Do they have the minion wave to win? They can definitely get one whole Nexus here. Yeah, looks like this might actually be the win. Leona coming up now, buy up in 3 seconds. You know, the home guys is enough. You see the E, not enough. That's it, that's the game.
Nexus, why are you so squishy?
That's game 1, going up to EMP, get wrecked.
And that's the first game so far.